Welcome to this week's edition of SKNS's Week in Review, where we recap all major government release activities for the past week. I am your presenter, Raheem Berry. Prime Minister Harris to call fresh general elections. St. Kitts and Nevis and Cuba celebrates 27 years of diplomatic relations. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, has announced that he will call fresh general elections in the coming months after he asked the Governor General to dissolve the National Assembly on May 10, 2022.
I have confidence in the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and I strongly believe in their right to choose their representatives in free and fair general elections. The time for decision-making is at hand. Accordingly, I have asked the Governor-General to dissolve the Parliament of St. Kitts and Nevis, effective today, May 10, 2022. I will advise you when general elections will be held.
Dr. Harris asks for continued prayers and intercession for the people of the Federation at this time. The Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College is continuing to make remarkable strides in its advancement as an educational institution within the opening ceremony of a research conference on May 10, 2022. Presenter at this opening ceremony, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws spoke about the importance of the research conference and in particular the effect of evidence-based practice in nursing.
Evidence-based practice is simply the utilization of the most current, highest quality scientific evidence to make informed patient care decisions. The evidence-based practice proved to be a game changer in the fight against COVID-19. Here in the Federation, we relied on the best available evidence coupled with local experience of our health practitioners, patient preferences, and of course, our local context.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Republic of Cuba proudly celebrated 27 years of diplomatic relations on Monday 10 of May 2022. To mark this historic occasion, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, in collaboration with the Embassy of Cuba, will be organizing a number of activities over the month of May to strengthen bilateral engagement. Nurses who successfully completed their nursing degree at the Division of Health Sciences at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College in St. Kitts are afforded the opportunity to practice globally, said Dr. Rondalyn Bradshaw, Dean of the Division of Health Sciences at the college.
Once they have finished their training and they are successful at the regional examination for nurse registration and they have gotten their licensure, then they are free to practice anywhere in the world. We don't want people to think that we only train our nurses to stay here. We would want them to go out and practice, synthesize what they have been taught in a new area. Because when I went to Tortola, it was very good for me because I was able to see the other side of nursing as well. And so I was proud of that. So we would want to encourage them, of course, to give back to the country where they were trained, but also they must test their knowledge and their skills in a new setting so that they can compare. Did I really benefit from this program?
Successful graduates of this program are eligible to sit the regional examination for nurses registration. Successful candidates of the RENR are eligible to obtain registration and license from the St. Christopher and Nevis Nurses and Midwives Council, a requirement to attain the RN title for practicing nurses legally in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and other CARICOM territories. Fires in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis are on a decline, says Acting Chief Fire Officer Garfield Hodge during his address to the nation on International Firefighters Day on May 4.
As it relates to fire extinguishment, my department over the past year, 2021, responded to and extinguished 603 fires. This reflects an 11.5 reduction when compared to 2020, which had a total of 682 fires reported and responded to. Rest assured that my department will continue to train and keep our firefighters in a state of readiness to respond to any emergency at a moment's notice. In the area of fire prevention, the St. Kitts Nevis Fire and Rescue Services places emphasis on this aspect of firefighting, as we recognize that the fire kept unlit is least dangerous and destructive. Therefore, we continue to work assiduously to prevent fire from ever occurring, thereby potentially saving life and property.
He added that over the past year, the SKN-FRS has conducted over 120 fires prevention lectures, inspections, and fire drills with various institutions and establishments, headed by the Fire Substation Officer, Mr. Timothy Martin, and that these will continue in the vein of the coming months for the duration of 2022 and beyond. This concludes this week's edition of SKNISIS Week in Review. See you next week.